Hey, what's up everybody? BDL44 coming at you with another video. Alright, yeah, man. Los Angeles Lakers, from what I understand, the DeAndre Hunter interest was a bit overstated. Essentially what I'm hearing is that the Lakers just wanted to create a roster spot maybe by doing a deal like that, but weren't like enamored with DeAndre Hunter per se. They just kind of want to trade 2 for 1. So the Dalton Knecht, Rui Hachimura for DeAndre Hunter trade probably ain't what they would settle on. I wouldn't be comfortable with that. And I'm all for trading Dalton at this point. He asked for a trade. I say get him the hell out of here. He ain't played even close to well enough for me to say, well, can we make it work out? No, he's been horrible. Get him out of here. However, Rui Hachimura expiring at 18. Do I think it's necessary to move Rui? It depends. Depends on what I'm getting back. Depends on how negotiations are expected to go in the offseason if we were to try to re-sign him. Do we have any desire to re-sign him? Can we find something better? All of that is important when considering Rui. I'm not just going to ship him out just to be shipping him out. I think he's too accurate of a shooter and too capable of a big body to just be shipping out to be shipping out. And I saw a trade, I think it was from the Detroit side of things. They were talking about Caris LeVert and some other dude that they had, some role player, defensive kind of role player for Rui Hachimura. I'm like, absolutely not. And what I was seeing was Detroit people were saying essentially the role player, whoever the hell he is, I can't think of who it is. It was somebody they really liked. They were like, absolutely not. Hell no, Rui ain't worth that. I'm like, yeah, he is. He's worth that. That's why I'm not with it. As a Laker fan, hell no. Whatever y'all think that role player is doing, Rui's a much better player. I can guarantee you that. Doesn't mean Rui's perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but Caris LeVert and whatever that other guy is, they don't come together to be expiring $18 million of that player. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. You got to throw in some second round equity to make that make sense. To me, a couple second rounders going to make that make sense. Nah. Hell no. And so that's really my take on Rui. It's just, I don't want to lose him for nothing. If we're going to lose him in the offseason, that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. So if we are certain we're not going to re-sign him or don't want to re-sign him, $18 million coming off the books, in my opinion, based on what it is I've come to understand, ain't really worth as much because there's still some stipulations on our cap situation that are making so that we may not be able to get that $18 million to somebody anyway. So that's not necessarily okay. We got 18 coming off the books. We can give that 18 to somebody else. May not work out that way. And if it's under those circumstances, then what the heck am I doing? You know? Our team is already limited to begin with. Don't bring me 2 whack players in exchange for a player that's pretty solid in Rui Hachimura. You know what I mean? That's my thing. And you're sending out a lot of shooting. I've said this already. Dalton Knecht ain't been able to hit a shot, but we know that if he ever plays with some real confidence or ever gets an opportunity and isn't in his head when that opportunity comes, he's going to be a shooter. He can shoot threes. He can hit like 7 threes in one game. We know that. Nobody's going to be surprised when he goes for 40 someday down the road. It's not going to be surprising. We know he's capable of that. It's just right now he seems to be a broken player, young, still in his head, scared of being a Laker, whatever the hell it is. He can't do it here. Whatever. Wouldn't be the first player that just couldn't cut it as a Laker. But that doesn't mean he's not going to be able to cut it as a basketball player. I think Dalton Knecht is a basketball player. It's not like he's in the wrong profession. He just can't get his head right here. And because he can't get his head right here, we probably don't need him here. But I'm not about to trade dude away thinking that he could do so much for somebody else, but I should be trading him as if he can't do nothing for me. Now, I know he can't do nothing for me, but I'm trading him with the understanding that he's going to do a lot for somebody else, if that makes any sense. So that's my take on the Rui Hachimura situation. I'm not interested in trading Rui Hachimura just to be getting some role players or, just to move on from a guy. If I understand I'm not going to want to negotiate with him, or it's going to cost too much to keep him, and I'm going to lose him, then I don't want that. I don't want to lose him for nothing. So that's my take on the Rui thing. just got to make sure we're making a good decision here. If you don't want to negotiate with him, you don't want to re-sign him, make sure you get something back for him, but don't give him away. Make sure you're trading him for a good purpose. And so that's my take. Did I hear the Lakers were interested in somebody else? I might have heard some rumors, but mostly DeAndre Hunter is what's been kind of floating around. I think it's the Lakers' responsibility to really consider what they want to do with the expiring money, or what they're able to do with the expiring money if they hold on to Gabe Vincent, Maxi Kleber, and Rui Hachimura. You know, and I'm sure they have a greater understanding of what they want to do than I have in my head, but I'm just saying it's their responsibility to make sure that's the case. They got to really know what they want to do with that money. Don't have us holding on to, especially Gabe Vincent, at $11 million. Don't have us holding on to Gabe Vincent expiring unless it's absolutely necessary, dude. That's all I'm saying. He really is a problem for our roster. Coach really will continue to play him if you don't move him. So if we're going to hold on to him, that $11 million better turn into something excellent in the offseason, bro. Seriously. Don't hold on to him because you signed him to a 3-year mid-level exception and don't want to admit it was a mistake. You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. Because I know sometimes people tend to operate that way. It was a mistake. It was a bad one. He should have never been given a $33 million contract for 3 years. Never. And that he has that contract, it's on the final year. Let's move it, man. Let's move it. That's my thing. I really am tired of Gabe Vincent being on my roster, bro. And I know I'm not alone. There are millions of Laker fans feel the exact same way. We just want him gone, bro. And I understand how good $11 million could be coming off the books. I see that expiring contracts can be very valuable in the trade market, can be very valuable if you let them expire and retain the money for whatever set of reasons, get you under the apron, whatever y'all trying to balance. That's wonderful. But for the time being, this guy is hurting our basketball team with his minutes. And coach, I guess, just hates himself enough to keep playing the kid, apparently. That's what's going on there. He hates all of us enough to force us to watch his minutes, just like Darvin did with Taurean Prince. But at least with Taurean Prince, he wasn't undersized. He occasionally played some defense. Every once in a while, he would drive at the rim, get a layup. He was very accurate from the corner in the three. Taurean Prince had some strengths to his game. He wasn't horrible at all. It was just that you hated seeing him get so many minutes. If we were playing him like his role should have been, giving him maybe 20 minutes, again, 15 minutes a night off the bench, we could have really used Taurean Prince. He was a rather serviceable role guy. It was how we were using him that was frustrating us. Gabe is both. Gabe is trash and we're using him too much. Gabe is not an NBA player at this stage in his career. It doesn't mean he's not capable of having a good game for his standards here and there. But his standards really low, and more than likely he's going to play poorly. It's just what comes with Gabe Vincent at this point. You can't count on him to really do anything at this point. So rather than to continue to hold on to the guy, I know he's expiring at $11 million. But would it not make sense to just trade him so that the coach can't keep using it to the detriment of our roster? That's all I'm saying, man. I'm not deeper than that. So that's one thing I'm asking. Love what I saw from Luka in the last game. Played one of the greatest first halves I've ever seen by any one single person. Definitely pleased with just where he's at in his Laker tenure a year later. Because, of course, we play the New York Knicks tomorrow. And from what I understand, it's a year to the date that we traded for Luka tomorrow, which also had a game in New York right beforehand. So it's going to be a year to date in the same building if what was said was true. And so I like where we're at a year later. I'm still asking, what the hell was Dallas thinking? A year later, I'm still just as shocked about it as I was the day it happened, pretty much. And now that I've seen him for a year, I really don't understand why you move on from a guy like that. I really don't get it. Now, I'm not saying Luka is a perfect player. I'm not saying that because you have Luka, you expect him to win a championship every year like Michael Jordan or something like that. But I think if you build the right thing around him, you can expect to be in a championship every year like Michael Jordan or something like that. But you have to put the right roster around him. He can't drag just any and everything anywhere. That's not what he can do. But they built something that I thought could win with Luka. I thought they proved that. And I don't think he was all that healthy when he was in the finals that year. A healthier version of Luka probably would have had a better shot at beating the Boston Celtics that year. So, you know, I'm happy he's here. I'm happy he's here, but just the same, we need to do a much better job building around him than we did LeBron and AD, because I don't think we did a great job building around LeBron and AD at all. And maybe there were good reasons for that, some limitations that were outside of our control. I think it's safe to say there might have been some things like that in place. Whatever. We need to make sure that we build around Luka better. And I want our choices in players that we're going after to be better, I think. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not in that Laker front office to know what they want versus what it is they can get. You know what I mean? I'm not really sure if some of the rumors that I'm hearing have any legitimacy or if it's just stuff that's kind of being tossed around. But I think a lot of Laker Nation shares this sentiment. We have done a great job of bringing ourselves big stars, but a not so great job of bringing ourselves role guys. Not so great job of choosing the right people to surround our stars with once they get here. And we've had that problem as long as I've been alive. It ain't just with this GM. I felt the same way, to be honest with you, with Mitch Kupchak. I felt the same way. I just don't think the Lakers have really ever been the greatest at picking out guys who are not great that come together to do great things. I don't think so. Sometimes our superstars just had to drag trash. Sometimes we had a few guys that were good, but we had a lot of dead weight on the back of our roster. And I don't think that is something that we should accept anymore. You know? I really don't. And so that's why I'm looking at this situation with DeAndre Hunter and I'm saying, okay, maybe I'm looking at this the wrong way, and I've been on record saying I like some things about DeAndre Hunter, especially when he was drafted out of Virginia. He was an exciting prospect. But who he's become as a player in the NBA, I'm not too excited about him as a piece. And I'm not excited about him making more money than Rui per year for multiple years. I'm not excited about that. And so I do think the Lakers should stay away from that contract. I don't think we should go after a player that's had as many injuries as he's had. I don't think that we should go after a guy who shot as poorly as he has, but at the same time is projected to be a shooter. I'm not excited about any of that, if I'm being real with you guys. So, you know, it's just like DeAndre Hunter, maybe he gets here and he plugs in properly. I've been wrong a lot of times about things that I'm assessing. Not usually in this area, but just in general, I've been wrong. I've had some bad takes. But I'm pretty damn confident in my ability to identify when a role player probably shouldn't be brought to you at some absorbent amount. And that's exactly what I see with Hunter specifically. He shouldn't be. I feel the same way about Wiggins. Also no good. If I can get Wiggins on a contract I like, $8 million like DeAndre, like DA, that's dope. Give me Wiggins on an $8 million contract. You feel me? That's where some of these guys are at, in my opinion. They're $8 million guys, man. Some of them getting paid 3 times that, but they really $8 million dudes. As in, you would love to pay them less than 8, but that's the max you'll give them. You know, guys who are going down the other way. They're no longer on the upswing of their career, but they're headed downward. But it's a new revelation that they're headed downward. There's some guys. And we got to be able to know when that curve is hit. You know, it's like a proverbial goaltending. You know, like if it's on the upswing, it's a block. If it's coming down, it's a goaltend. Same goes with the career trajectory of certain people. You got to know when we've hit that curvature now, man. We're not headed upwards anymore. And DeAndre Hunter's one of them dudes. We're not headed upward anymore. No. It's all downhill from here for a guy like that. Doesn't mean he can't help you, but make damn sure you're not paying him $20 million a year. Make damn sure of that. So that's my thing, man. I hear that the Detroit Pistons are after Max Christie. Yo, if Dallas is serious about moving Max Christie, he should be moving back here, man. He don't need to be going to damn Detroit. We should have just as much interest in Max Christie now as we ever had. Because he fits many needs. Many needs. So if we're going to be doing stuff like, you know, going after certain players, man, call Dallas up, see if we can get Max back, man. If they're serious about moving him, which I don't think they are. I don't think they are. But just in case, man, go get Max back. That's my thing. Go get the guy that we should have never let go in the first place if not for the presence of something crazy like Luka trade. So we would have never traded Max, even though he had that player option that nobody likes at the end of his contract. At this point, you know his career arc is headed upwards, not down. And then you're more than likely to want to re-sign him no matter what. So, yeah, I want Max Christie back on this damn team, to be honest with you. If I'm being real with people, I want him back on this roster. And I do think we need a center bad, man. I don't know if Claxton, Sharp, I don't know, Vucevic, I'm not really sure about it, and I don't know. But I do think we need to be looking for a center. And look, if you are going to do a trade that's going to have us moving out expiring contracts and bringing back role players, make sure we get a second rounder or a first round pick that we can draft a center with. That makes all the sense in the world to me at this point. Bring me back a draft pick so we can solidify it with another center prospect, because we really, really need one, man. We really do. BDL 44, I thank you all for watching. I'm out.